People are asking, is Donald Trump okay?
Yeah, is there a doctor? Get a doctor. Thank you very much.
Well, sir, I actually have two separate reports of doctors sounding new alarms over your health. And of course, that means you're not being honest with us. And I have those stories that you definitely don't want the American people to hear coming up next. I'm Dan and welcome to another Occupy Democrats video. To see all of our reports about Trump's chaos, corruption, and cover-ups, please hit that subscribe button. Let's begin this one with some chaos, as Health Secretary Kennedy just appeared on Katie Miller's podcast and was very loose with his lips about what Trump puts between his. And that forced Caroline Leavitt to do some damage control.
Who has the most unhinged eating habits?
The president. The interesting thing about the president is that he eats really bad food, which is McDonald's, and then, candy and Diet Coke. But he drinks the Diet Coke all times. He has the constitution of a deity. I don't know how he's alive, but he is. And he's at Mar-a-Lago. He says that the only time that he eats the junk food is when he's on the road, and he wants to eat food from big corporations because he trusts it. He doesn't want to get sick when he's on the road.
And about that, Press Secretary Leavitt told Politico that Trump supports Kennedy's Make America Healthy initiative in theory, but not in practice. What does President Trump personally make of the MAHA food policies and advice? Kennedy just said on the Katie Miller podcast, the president has the most unhinged eating habits. The president has his own personal habits, but he understands the movement and the power behind all of these moms who have united in pushing for a real public health change, and he fully supports it and gets it. So he gets it, but two doctors are sounding the he doesn't get it alarm. First, we have Jonathan Reiner, the former cardiologist of Vice President Dick Cheney, who posted this to X after seeing Trump nodding off during yesterday's MAHA for Milk event. The president seems to be struggling with excessive daytime somnolence. Repeatedly falling asleep with a dozen people surrounding your desk is not normal. It needs to be evaluated. And then there's Dr. Bruce Davidson, a professor at Washington State University's College of Medicine, laying out lines of evidence and, by extension, a cover-up.
To the trained, careful observer, what do you think is going on?
My impression is that President Trump has had a stroke. And I think there's several lines of evidence supporting that. I think his stroke was on the left side of the brain, which controls the right side of the body. Earlier in 2025, by the way, I think the stroke was 6 months ago or more. Earlier in 2025, there's video of him shuffling his feet, which is not what we'd seen him striding on the golf course doing previously. We've seen him holding his right hand in his left, cradling it. And earlier in the year, in 2025, he was garbling words, which he didn't do previously and which he's improved upon more recently. And he's also had marked episodes that have been noticed of daytime excessive sleepiness, the medical term hypersomnolence, which is characteristic of many patients after they've had a stroke. So the fact that most recently there was video of him walking down the stairs from Air Force One, holding the banister with his left hand, although he's right-handed. And all of this is consistent with having had a stroke on the left side of his brain. That stroke is an infarction. It's an area of dead tissue. In his case, partially involving what's called Broca's speech area. People who have a stroke, it's a very serious, concerning, life-threatening, upsetting, scary thing. And people react in different ways. Some people respond with humility, grateful to be alive and viewing life as precious. Others Others become, as they improve, become positively euphoric that I was at the cliff of death and now I'm back. Um, and some view it as that was my chance to die, and I didn't. And now I'm going to do everything I wanted to do because the next one may be fatal.
Full credit to Legal AF, and for the full story, check out Court of History podcast. Even though these doctors are experts, what they're saying is technically conjecture. So in the interest of fair and balanced reporting, I'll give Trump the final word. So Donald, go ahead and vindicate yourself in your own words.
Ladies and gentlemen,